Hey, everybody, welcome to the Entrepreneur Motivation Podcast. I am your host, Chris Bello, and today's show is going to be talking about what to do and how to react when people belittle you or whenever they mock you. You may have heard it said on other podcasts that you're going to have haters at times. I think Andy Frisella talks about this all the time. He's tired of people saying they have haters. You don't really have haters. There are people who might not believe in you, who may talk crap behind your back. Personally, I haven't had a whole lot of haters say anything to my face like, you suck, you're not smart enough to do this, you're not going to be successful. And maybe that's because I've gone to pretty good reputable schools. I went to a Catholic, Jesuit high school. I had a lot of peers whose parents were hot shots in town, some of them very wealthy, very reputable, high up in organizations, business owners, entrepreneurs, people from all walks of life. So I never really had, I'm not saying that you didn't get this if you were at public school. I'm just saying that when I went to high school homecoming at a public school, it was some sketchy stuff going down on the dance floor that I never saw at my school because we were very strict, had things in place. I'm kind of going off on a random tangent, but basically, I never had people who really told me stuff to my face like, you're never going to make it, you're going to fail. I had a supportive family. I still have supportive family. And if anyone thinks those thoughts, they kind of keep it to themselves, which really does help because I'd rather them not tell me thoughts like they think I'm not going to succeed than for them to be talking behind my back and for me to find out. Because that's even worse if you know someone's talking crap behind your back and they're not even able to tell you to your face. So I found a couple of tips that I jotted down on my whiteboard back here. I want to make sure I cover them for you guys so that you know how to handle it when people try to belittle you, when they try to mock you, when they try to take a dump on your dreams. First step, you can repeat affirmations daily. I know this sounds woo-woo, it sounds crazy, but look, whenever you're doing the work and you're staying consistent over time, say things like, I am getting better, or I am moving closer to my goals. If you just think that in your head and say, I am doing the work, I'm in the process of becoming successful, I'm in the process of making my dreams come true, that sounds a lot more believable than just saying like, oh, I'm a millionaire, I'm successful, when you're not, because you're going to have that dissonance, you're going to have that thought in the back of your mind, like, I'm not a millionaire, I'm not successful yet. Who are you to think that? So if you say I'm in the process of becoming successful, I am on the path and on the journey, you'll believe it a lot more and you'll be able to drown out some of that noise and just say, hey, the best revenge is success. So if you can just show them with your success and with your make your moves and let your actions speak louder than words, then you'll be able to kind of prove to them that you were able to do it all along and kind of give them a finger from afar without having to actually just stoop to that level and do that. A second tip for you, create and look at your vision board. So if you're looking at the video, you can see mine up over there on my wall. I look at it every single morning and it's part of my morning routine. And if I'm traveling, I have a picture of that vision board on my iPad, on my phone, and I look at those things every day because I think like, hey, the path that I'm on, the work that I'm doing, all of these things are going to end up in me accomplishing everything on that board and more. So create and look at a vision board. 3, if you've got friends that are mocking you and belittling you, it's time to level up. It's time to get some new friends. Leave those friends in middle school, leave them in high school, leave them, talking about what they did freshman year on the football team 10 years later, like no one cares anymore, right? So there's this interesting thing where if there's a bucket of crabs and one of the crabs is trying to escape, that crab mentality, that mob mentality takes over. The other crabs try to grab that crab and pull it down. They don't want that crab to escape. So similarly, when you're at a job that you're leaving or you're starting to kill it in a business or in a side hustle, or you just start thinking a little differently, you just want to try something new, people are going to try to be like those crabs. They're going to try to pull you down. They don't want you to escape. They want you to be on their level, right? They have that mentality, if I can't have it, you can't have it either. And they become a little jealous because they're like, hey, who is this guy or girl? Who do they think they are to try to be better? Are they better than us? Do they think they're better than us? We can't allow that. Let's bring them back down. So that may be a reason why they try to pull you down. Just learn to ignore that. Number 4, find an outlet. So journal, exercise, maybe go on a hike, take the dog on a walk, do things like that to get your mind off of that and just to escape whenever you need time to vent and just have an outlet to maybe just relax a little bit and stop worrying about all the quote unquote haters out there that are trying to prevent you from accomplishing your dreams or make you feel terrible for trying something That's a little bit different than the norm. And then number 5, take things with a grain of salt, right? So I think I've said this before a few times on the podcast. Who is giving you advice? Who is telling you certain things? Are they credible to give advice in that area? If they're giving you real estate advice, do they have any real estate other than the house they own? Have they done flips? Have they actually done the work? If they have, okay, it may be worth listening. You can't just say like F off to everybody and just never take advice. You have to be coachable, but there's that fine line between being coachable and getting advice from someone and getting advice knowing that maybe it's not 100% true. And I like to actually get opinions from multiple people. So right now with the virus and the coronavirus situation, I'm reaching out to real estate agents from different markets, different states that I know. I want to know, what are they doing? What are they trying? What's working? What's not working? What scripts are they using? All these different things. And I'm not just taking it from one person. I'm not just asking someone who, in a different industry what they think about real estate, because they're not as involved. They're not plugged in. They're not having these conversations daily, right? So think about who it is that you're getting advice from. If they've been there, they've done that, they've had success in the area that you want to be successful in, they might tell you some things that kind of suck sometimes. But if they're telling you things like you can't do it, like you don't have the work ethic like I do, you can prove them wrong, right? That's just straight up attacking you and your work ethic. But if they give you advice that might hurt a little bit, like, hey, I don't think you're focusing enough, I don't think you're putting in enough work, honestly, I don't think you have what it takes, it hurts to hear that. But maybe they're giving you a little bit of tough love to prod you along and to try to motivate you a little bit more. Ultimately, you have to have that internal motivation and be able to drive yourself when no one's looking, when no one's here to tell you what to do. You need to be able to hold yourself accountable. You need to be able to do those things. So real quick, I'm going to go through those 5 things again on what to do when people belittle or mock you. Number 1, repeat affirmations daily. Say, I am getting better. I'm becoming successful. I'm moving closer to my goals. Number 2, create and look at your vision board. When you look at your vision board, anytime you have the hate or the chatter, you can silence those voices and you can focus on what you're working towards. And that'll be your why. Like, why are you even doing what you're doing? Because you want to achieve these things on your vision board. Number 3, get new friends, level up, find friends that support you and your goals and that give you constructive feedback and criticism rather than just talking crap about your goals and dreams, saying that you're stupid for thinking you can dream bigger than you can. You don't want to have that crab mentality. If your friends are the crabs who are pulling you down, it's time to get new friends. And then number 4, find an outlet. So whether it be journaling, exercising, hiking, etc., find some outlet. And then number 5, take things with a grain of salt and make sure the person who's giving you advice or giving you feedback, ask yourself, is it true, first of all? And second of all, are they credible? Do they have the background to actually give this advice? Or are they just trying to tear apart your dreams without having ever done it themselves? This is going to happen anytime you try something new. Someone's going to say, oh, that's too risky. That doesn't work. My neighbor, something happened to them. They tried it and it didn't work. Well, maybe their neighbor was a dumbass, right? You got to be better than that. Don't just believe what somebody tells you about what happened and why something didn't work out, because for every failure, there is a success out there as well. There is an equal success happening. It might have been the implementation, right? So ideas don't mean anything. It's all about the execution. Same thing. There may be an idea that someone tried and they just failed on the execution, and that's why it failed. The idea could be sound, but now you could be the one to do the execution the right way and make sure that it gets done. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you got some value out of this episode. Make sure to just level up overall. Comment below if you've ever been mocked or belittled, or you just kind of know people are talking behind your back. Let me know how it made you feel. Let me know how you handled it, because there could be some tips that I missed here that are very valuable for me to implement and for others to implement as well. So with that being said, I hope you all have a great week. I look forward to catching you on the next episode of the Entrepreneur Motivation Podcast. And I'm signing off. Make sure to tune in to my next podcast. Subscribe to my list. Go to chrisbello.com/free for my free productivity hacks guide. And yeah, if you guys have any topic ideas, I've got a whole list that I've generated, but feel free to send them my way and I will add them to the list and make sure to create content around those topics here soon. Thanks so much. See ya.